a Trundle is already difficult to deal with because the pillar, you can save that and use that to disrupt the Vel'Koz later on. It's good for ganking a Vel'Koz as well. And the Alistar also are going to make things a little bit difficult there. I would be super hyped to see something like that, but into a Sion, you don't think you're going to see a Riven into Sion matchup here on the professional stage, and it is going to be tank to tank.
Yeah, the Shen, though, allows them to affect the bottom lane again. 1-3-1 looks like the name of the game here for 100 Thieves. They have good engage, they have some good disengage with Cody's son and Anda as well, but then you have really good split pushers on the opposite side. That's something that TSM won't be able to deal with, is 2 split pushers, because the Vel'Koz isn't going to take TP, he's not going to hang out in side lane.
One of 100 Thieves' strengths has been Afromu's directing in the mid game. When you have more global tools like Ryze and Shen at your disposal, does make that a bit easier to try and get some objective victories, try and get some tempo plays going through the mid game to carry you on to later. But again, TSM, they have Kai'Sa and Vel'Koz, very good late game damage sources if you can keep them safe.
Well, interesting to think about Vel'Koz as well. It's actually his first appearance of the split, and Bjergsen's second time ever playing the champion. So I know he's played it plenty in solo queue. It's something that a lot of mid laners every now and then have picked up in certain counter matchups or just when he feels strong. But not a super popular mid laner. Bjergsen confident enough here in his matchup.
Yeah, effective. A lot of the times people go, why would I play this when I could just play Xerath, which is easier to pick up? But if you put the reps in on the Vel'Koz, the harassment in lane is very potent. And Vel'Koz had actually been buffed slowly but surely. Little few AP ratios here or there, the Q damage, etc. Like, a lot of Vel'Koz mains are going like, hey, you can play him bottom lane as basically the bottom laner, right? And so I really want to see what he's able to do here on this.
Also, if we're reading this correctly, it looks like a glacial augment Vel'Koz. So Bjergsen wants to utilize his auto attack slows.
Give him the tentacle and then you knock him off.
As well, so you hit him with the auto attack slow can allow you to hit your knock up easier. And you're also going to have the slow of your own with your Q for your geometry angles to try and hit for your harassment. But I'm going to be very interested to see how he actually uses this because his auto attack range is not that long, and my best guess would be for the guaranteed knockup. That's going to allow you to more easily hit that.
Yeah, it's 525 basic attack range for the Vel'Koz, so he's always going to be in range of the E, the W of the Ryze, and so you had to make it worth it. You had to get the knockup pretty much every single time, and with the phase rush from Ryu, if he's still able to combo you, the Glacial Augment's not going to be as effective.
Maybe it's a rune profile thing. Haunter actually has Grasp in top lane, not Glacial Augment, so maybe they just needed to fit it somewhere in the composition. Looks like it seems to have spread out though and just kind of guarding their initial entrances, so won't see anything too crazy in the early stages. And I think that's going to become the theme for almost all our games here in this series. These teams do like to play slow, really like to push things through in the mid and late game. Last time around it was 100 Thieves that really won those key exchanges. We'll see if TSM kind of change some of their fortune here, because style-wise and maybe even skill-wise, these two teams do feel very close.
Yeah, they feel very close because they play that slow early game, they wait for the scale up, they pick some scaling lanes, they don't mind if they have losing lanes because they're playing for comp, and then when they get to the 20-minute mark, that's when things really turn on for these teams, when the team fights start. And it comes down to who has the team that will operate in the best way given the circumstances in the game. For example, 100 Thieves, 1-3-1 is the name of the game here, adequate, disengage, and engage. TSM, or you use the 5-man, because Sion is considered a really good engager. It's like Sion or top lane is one of those big top laners that like to start fights, but you also have good disengage. So if 100 Thieves pick the wrong fight, you're going to have this Braum defending the Vel'Koz. You're going to have a Gragas Barrel separate the teams, and that's really what we're looking for here from TSM is 5-man or 4-man fights, whereas 100 Thieves kind of want to avoid those for the early and mid parts of the game.
Definitely should be the setup, and that is going to mean that flanking wards are extremely important once we do get to this stage. Early on, though, it is going to just be about tracking these junglers. Gragas has actually done a full red side clear here from Grig, and we've seen that much more frequently. Ever since the change to the small jungle camps where Krugs are worth so much more golden experience comparatively to the other ones, now he's going to have a contest here with Anda, though, over the Scuttle Crab, and it is very dangerous versus a Trundle.
Somewhat tough battle to win, but Bjergsen is here first. Ryu, though, not far behind.
It's not smite range, you need like 1 or 2 more hits.
Goes on to back away, and 100 Thieves to secure that first crab on the left side.
All right. Trundle going to be able to take over the vision around topside is actually pretty important for him as well. He uses that to invade and pop the plant on Grig over the blue.
And you can see Someday TPing back. He has the advantage in terms of push, so he can actually walk down here, put pressure on Grig, and then Anda might be able to steal this away. He has his smite back up, and it's going to pull Bjergsen from the mid lane too.
Yep, we're going to try something, but we'll see exactly what happens. Looks like Anda may just wait the room back in, but I think the buff's going to be too low, no extra vision, so late enough as it actually does re-invade. You're going to see Grig with the buff.
Yep, he's going to find him here, chase him off the Grom. Now, he has Smite and Grig does not. So that should give him the confidence to finish it and get out, but now he's been slowed.
Here's Haunter. Yeah, it could be problems here. Someday they're ready to protect. Maybe just force a fight. Ando just chomping away. There's a good taunt. Finds two. Someday going to pull the sword through as well. Ryu now going to chase away. Someday still chasing down. Another taunt could really seal the first blood here. Onto Haunter. Damage is good, but Bjergsen's running around now. Bjerg can be the target. Gets rooted. Forced to flash away. The knockup doesn't quite land onto Someday, who flashes out as well.
There'll be some 3v3 jungle skirmishes early on in the game. And 100 Thieves are actually going to force TSM recalls here on both solo laners, so the teleports come out early.
Yeah, but that's also Someday and Anda both using their flashes. Someday backs. He doesn't have teleport to get up there. And honestly, it's just a Grom, man. It's just a Grom. You can leave it at that point.
It starts with a Grom, Cyrene. It always starts with the Grom. Meanwhile, though, Bjergsen in the mid lane also used both his summoners. So it's interesting to see here where the follow-up will be. 100 Thieves can go mid lane and try and pressure this Vel'Koz. It's a very low mobility champion without the summoner spells. It's a perfect gank target. Ryze has Flash and Root Prison, so they should be able to guarantee an engagement on him, and it's up to Grig and TSM to protect the Vel'Koz until he has those defenses available again.
Yeah, but they don't have a lot of control wards around that area, not even control wards really purchased, and their wards are on cooldown. So this is where Anda, as the Trundle, can find an opportunity in with the pillar. And so Bjergsen is probably going to play incredibly defensive here. It'll probably just be wave clear and have no interaction. And I'm interested to see what Ryu does, because I think he should freeze the wave here in front. Yeah, he's absolutely trying to do that here. It is a cannon minion, and it'll do more damage, so he's going to have to push this one.
Yeah, both of them very aware of the situation with both summoners down on Vel'Koz. And Bjergsen, as you said, he's not going to step up. Vel'Koz thankfully does have long range and is going to be able to see us here. But even stepping up that far without the vision on both sides of him is a little bit dangerous, because Flash Rune Prison Thieves need to set this up to follow through with the pillar, and they'd be able to finish that off. So that's why he's zoning out the cannon. Actually, Ryu doesn't opt to take the damage from the Q and block that cannon shot, so Bjergsen cashes in.
Bjergsen playing very respectfully here, knows kind of the situation he's in, but I think in general, some of the early action and the Infernal Drake that's actually the first hit may call a lot of earlier action than we've seen before, as Afro finds a combo on his Ven, but a good door from Mithy, gonna block the follow-up.
Yeah, decent trade though. 100 Thieves with a sizable health advantage in lane as Mithy tries to use some relic procs to heal Sven back up. Cody Sun and Afromoon making pretty good display there of the Tristana Alistar synergy.
And something that's going on here is Grig going to the opposite side, but Anda has control of this area. Control ward right there, another ward, and Ryu has
Ryu?
Grig's gonna catch him though.
Predator's up. Ryu flashes forward. They're gonna try and seal a kill here. Anda, he's already around the side. Grig gonna run away, flashes over the pillar and rolls away. He slows Ryu with a barrel.
Yeah, and Ryu had to use his flash as well, but Afromoo comes up from the bottom lane where they had priority, and he's going to allow them to continue on with this red buff steal.
Yep, steal completed, and
Blast.
Get the blast cone!
Blast cone to safety. Just walking away, actually. Mithy going to use it and get himself out of there, as Cody Sung was roaming up as well.
So they do pull off the invade and steal away the red, but it comes at the cost here. Afromoo going to get stunned.
Yep, stunned there. No ulti for Afro. Could be the first blood. The ignite is down, but a heal from Cody. He's going to try and protect him. Not enough, though. He ticks down, and Mithy grabs first blood.
That's even bigger cost than I thought. It's first blood going over to TSM there. And Mithy, he's a support, but he's happy to cash in. Now, the tables have turned, and it's Grig invading on Anda.
Yeah, Grig is making sure that this doesn't go over to Ryu, and that's pretty much job done there, but hold on, doesn't get over it. There goes Cody with
He's left for dead. Ryu able to take him down. There's the reset. Shen rides in, finds a Torn Amithi. Good buy for 200 Thief. Good value, 2-for-1 trade.
Oh, these junglers are getting a little bit antsy. This time, Greg goes in and he's the one to pay the price for the invade. Now it's going to be an even bigger one, Zyrene. Infernal Drake was the first Drake to spawn, and that will go to 100 Thieves.
Yeah, 100 Thieves, very happy to pick that one up, especially since they have the Rise that'll make great use of it, and then the Tristana. This right now is starting off on the correct foot, absolutely for them, as your Acer Predator replay comes up here with Afro Moo. It happened again, Kobe. 4v5, Afro Moo off the table, gets killed by the Ignite being ticked down, and then they go for the invade when TSM have an advantage. This is 3 times in the last 2 games that they try to make a play when Afro Moo is dead, when they have an advantage on the map, and it gets turned around. Cody's son with the lead, with Someday who hit level 6, ready to turn this completely around.
And it's a big point, right? Even though Afro Moo is off the table, neither Bjergsen nor Sven, the 2 carries for TSM, move up with that invade. That was an invade of your half-health jungler and your support. So they get collapsed on, and because 100 Thieves had the better team play, Ryu and Cody's son come over, they get the kills, and that is 2 of them in their pockets.
It's easier to coordinate your team when you're dead. You have to care about your own character. Afro Moo doing that in spades, directing them all around. That's going to be my excuse from now on when I die.
Yeah.
I just need to direct you guys better. No distraction.
Ult finds Cody, but he does hop away, so Mithy burnt that. And at this point, I kind of agree. 3 times in a row, it's becoming less of an accident and more of a strategy as 100 Thieves successfully baiting TSM in, but Ryu knocked out. There's the combo! Greg able to finish it up, but the tower aggro is enough for the trade kill.
The Glacial Augment auto attack actually helped out
works!
a little bit there. I mean, in the end, Jungler does trade his life as Grig goes down because Anda comes to collect afterwards, but we got to see it in action, and Bjergsen did apply 1 auto.
There's some spicy junglers just going in after each other. But hold on, TP here from Ryu.
This is
to
rude.
flank his own lane, but there's a flash and a cleanse.
Flash used, now gonna have to cleanse, does use it, gets under the turret safely. Well played by Bjergsen.
1 summoner for 2, you'll take that deal any day, and then you can repeat gank, you'll be good to go.
Yeah, plus Ryu wanted to get back out the lane anyway, so using the teleport there. Here we go, though. Misses the Q. Glacial Augment helping there a little bit, even with the phase rush and the passive. Grig caught under turret afterwards, even with getting his ultimate off, isn't able to escape.
And I like that from Bjergsen. Hits him with the Glacial Augment. It takes a second to ramp up to its full effectiveness. Doesn't slow them immediately. You can see as he got underneath the turret, just jogging a little bit slower. Knock up, and here comes Ryu.
Another bit of pressure though, Realm Warp gonna move Ryu in, Zhang gets out of there with the ulti, but now 100 T's might be able to dive in. Afro, he's found the key target, it's Cody, able to take down Sven, but Haunter with a TP flank ult in and finds Anda. Afro though, still frontlining as the rest of TSM do arrive.
Yeah, Someday also teleported in, and now they're behind enemy lines here between towers.
5v4 proxy as Someday
Ryu on the
barely
side.
misses the knockup, but Ryu again gonna find the lockup. Good stop once though by Bjerg, but he's got no flash, he's left for dead as Ryu's able to get the kill. Haunter finds a knockup onto 2, but it's only the front line.
And Ryu has been having an incredible playoffs. The quarterfinals, he got player of the series. In their semis, he was holding on and doing so well. And here, 2-1 and 5, 100% KP versus Bjergsen.
Who said 100 Thieves don't have early game? We are only 11 and a half minutes into it. They've already racked up 5 kills plus the first turret. Now, here's another look at it. Ryu roaming from mid lane with that rise that was highlighted by the analyst as one of his best champions. Cody's son is also on aggressive AD carry here, so Tristana can jump in and make the play. And then Bjergsen, even though he does have a stopwatch here on Vel'Koz, trying to play a little bit aggressively, so throwing out some damage. Ryu just loops around the outside, hits him with the Rune Prison, and they're able to get another kill for themselves.
And I'm loving Cody's son in this game on the Tristana. The leaps in over and over again. And one of the things he's most known for is the Cody son of jumping in at Worlds and then dying, but he tried to turn a fight around. Here you're seeing that risky going forward play style, actually what he was going for, and that type of aggression pays off here.
Yeah, he's got the Storm Razor, so a lot of burst damage coming out with the first auto as well.
Good killer there from under though as off around the Rift Heralds. Mithy and Zen have actually rotated up to the top side of the map. For full on swap here. 100 Thieves already got the turret in bot lane thanks to the earlier play. And it does again feel like maybe the Drakes are dictating some of this, but in general, 100 Thieves are shown that whatever time they are put into a position against TSM, they're just executing better. We thought the mid to late game would be the breaking point, but so far in this game, it's simply been the early game.
Yeah, that early game is something that has been cracked wide open here by 100 Thieves, and they can play the map. They have someday with those globals, they have the 1-3-1. And I'm looking here, Bjergsen looking for picks. Twin Shadows as his first item here on the Vel'Koz to get him some spooky ghosts that can slow up to 5 seconds. That's a long time to catch people and then land that knockup.
Yeah, plus it's going to get the Glacial Augment proc on it as well.
That's right.
With the slow active. So he's making full use of the rune choice now with the super speedy ghosts, and 20,000 and a half gold here for TSM down versus 100 Thieves, who, on top of the extra turret that we talked about and these kills, they also got the Infernal Drake. So unlike last game where TSM was the one getting these objectives, all these mutual objectives of the Rift Herald and the Dragons, 100 Thieves are not giving them anything.
Yeah, getting this turret on the top side, 2 turrets for him. Now you just take Cody's son on this Tristana, move him around the map, knock down those turrets, and start getting an advantage. The mid lane looks like what's going to be next here for TSM to have to defend.
They got the Rift Herald, so it should be pretty easy pickings. His control ward does get spotted by Under. Cody's son contributes to that one going down. Mountain Drake also up right now, so a lot of objectives for 100 Thieves to play for, and for a team that generally has done well when even, this is the kind of lead that should scare TSM given the current situation.
All right, Rift Herald activated by 100 Thieves as well. Even though Predator was popped by Grig here, they're going to push down on this turret. Cody's son moves up, and they get the charge off.
Rotate down towards the Mountain Drake. Sven is on top side, just farming in the side lane, and he doesn't have teleport this time. He has the heal on the Kai'Sa to try and defend himself in this matchup and go 2v2. So he's not going to be able to show up on this bottom side of the map if they do start that Mountain Drake up. But you can see Cody, 80 carries drawn to farm like moths to a flame. He's going to go right up there and catch it, make sure they don't take that top turret.
Yep, able to knock that down. 100 Thieves maybe still playing for the Drake, but instead it's TSM that start off the second one and the first mountain in this game. Someday he's going to see this. Taunts over the wall just to make sure he's safe, but TSM maybe here a little too quickly.
Yeah, I mean, with Cody's son in the top lane, it looks like TSM should be able to secure this one. And they should be able to get the skull grab afterwards for themselves, but Cody's son is Tristana. So it's an 80 carry pushing on top lane. If that minion wave gets out of there quick enough, he could do a lot of damage. He doesn't want to risk it though, so it looks like he's going to recall in exchange here for the turret.
Someday, nice taunt, Grig, yeah, forced to flash.
Yeah, forced to flash out of there because he's not going to body slam at that point. Even used the ultimate, it didn't knock Someday away.
Someday has been so good on so many different champions. This time around, he's playing utility for his team. Really good teleport early on. Good taunts so far. And very good map awareness, making them pay a little bit of extra price there for that dragon and stalling the recall.
And I wonder what's going to happen here in terms of his build for maybe a Titanic Hydra, the wave clear in 1-3-1. But they have such a large advantage in this game, which is something that 100 Thieves usually don't walk around with in 15 minutes.
Oh, no way. This is 100 Thieves, one of their best early games that they have had all summer. You can see there the average stats was to be a little bit down in gold over the course of the split, but this one up well over 2,000 gold, and they have the ability to push the pressure here. Rise and Shen perfectly split, or set to split push here with the threat of Tristana taking your turrets.
And after that first game, we sat there and went, is Ricard just going to play the next one because he looked so good? This game has had a lot to do with the mid lane and Cody's son and being able to play around these 2 carries.
And you talk about the versatility of this team. After game 1, they had to ban Someday's gameplay, and that left open to Tristana, which they banned game number 1. But Someday has to get out of there.
And he magic his way out, he flushes the wall. Just kind of whips out of there.
But watch the rest of the team. The rest of the team is like, maybe they help him, maybe they don't. They're going for the tier 2 in mid, pressuring that, and Ryu is pressuring the top tier 2.
TSM, though, need to get something for themselves. They cash in on some gold from the turret at least. This is where it starts for them. They have to farm up for later. Remember, they have the Kai'Sa and the Vel'Koz, both very strong. The later the game gets, Vel'Koz, especially with Glacial Augment and these Twin Shadows, is going to be creating very big areas of slow and damage. They have to stop the bleeding because 100 Thieves are keeping it up.
Able to get that turret there, make it 4-1 there as we kind of talk again about Cody's son, a player that when he is back in the team, they really play much more through bot lane. And I think this time around, Cody may be that greedier player, but well justifying the performance so far, given that he has the lion's share of the kill and is set up to carry.
And 100 Thieves, after their semifinal performance, a lot of kind of trust was taken away from them, where it was like, if this team has the most championship points, if TL wins tomorrow, are they going to be a great representative at Worlds? There's been that conversation, right? But TSM, they went 5 games against Cloud9. Cloud9 heavily favored there. But here, 100 Thieves showing with Cody's son in, they're able to take this game and go 2-up versus TSM. That gives a lot of faith in them coming back.
Someday is just dancing around TSM. Those Vens out of there. Afro gets the knock on a Grig instead, but Ryu also able to collapse 100 Thieves. So many globals with TSM. They'll take down Afro.
Slick escape there from Sven, and TSM are able to collapse first with the teleport from Haunter coming in. They find themselves a kill and some much needed momentum in this game. Now they can put down deeper vision in the enemy jungle to try and play off of. This lane is the lane with the turret down, so they have a little bit of room to work with.
Yeah, and that was Cody's son still farming in the mid lane. You'll see here, goes towards mid, tries to get the mid priority, doesn't really pay too much attention to this fight, and this starts off with Sven already being there, and then great dodge there from Someday, but it looks like he really does want to turn this around. Ryu uses the ultimate, the killer instinct puts Sven on the other side, and now Ryu wasn't in the right spot on his ultimate because that was just a quick turn there from Sven, and then they collapse on the Afro move. The 5v4 is what really kind of occurs there.
We're on back out though, so TSM, we've seen them play maybe a bit too hasty in 5v4 situations already this series, so kind of need to slow things a little bit more, basically just because of the map state. TSM would be a great one to get. Twitch Shadow is going to proc under Ryu and slow him down, but we know 100 Thieves will try and defend this as long as they can.
Quite an annoying slow there. 5 seconds plus the line of ice that's left behind you. Gonna be able to slow any other teammates that are trying to help out. Regardless though, 100 Thieves move past it. They're gonna start pushing up once again. Right now though, Haunter is actually the one getting TSM the split push advantage, whereas 100 Thieves are kind of making the team-wide move through their enemy jungle here to make a pass and try and get a pick.
Yeah, and a lot of that is Baron set up with the vision. It just comes onto the table at 20 minutes here. And TSM, they're the ones who have the Mountain Drake, and they have a Kai'Sa with a Rage Blade, so leaving them alone with the Baron for any amount of time and leaving it unattended is pretty unacceptable, because it'll probably get evaporated in about 10 seconds.
Grig maybe caught here as well. After we're going to start things off, but there's Haunter roaming in with the ulti. Sven forced Killer Instinct away. Is kind of the choke point a bit. And now Mithy is taking everything he can to the front side. Double knock up there from Haunter. Massive damage there from Björk's ulti. And Under on the side also looking to get chased away. Twin Shadows popped Afro on the front side, trying to buy time, but he will die to Sven. There's Haunter. Finds the knockup with the Ryu. Chain knockup there from the Vel'Koz. And TSM pick off 2.
And the huge team fight damage from Vel'Koz. A Kai'Sa comes through for TSM. They win their fight in their own jungle with good use of the small jungle corridors to try and land those AoE abilities, and they're making their way back.
And there was just so much zoning there for Cody's son to not be able to get into that fight. He only got a few shots off onto Braum, but he's not able to participate because TSM is engaging, keeping him at an arm's length here. You see, they engage it, Sven comes in from the side and then regroups with his team down bottom, but they see Cody's son coming with the blue trinket. Has to hit Mithy, and then can't walk forward here, and then has to back up to Sion, has to back up because of the Vel'Koz, and not able to contribute much here.
Yeah, good use there by Björk to try and split the team. They force the retreat. Then there's Grig's ultimate on Gragas, which knocks 2 of them back in, followed up by Mithy's ultimate with Braum to lock them down.
Oh my
Björk
goodness.
found another one.
So much damage there from this Vel'Koz, and that's with Twin Shadow and a GLP.
Yeah, and even if Africa had ultimate, the true damage is going to tick through. 0, 4, and 2 for the Spring Split MVP and the birthday boy. It's his birthday.
Birthday felt great after game 1, feeling a little less exciting now that some of the early celebrations have perhaps finished. Grig, though, with the help of Mithy, is going to take down this Ocean Drake. TSM will get that one without too much trouble.
Björk, slow duty. He's got Twin Shadows, GLP. Can't remember the last time I've seen the
theme
GLP.
champion.
It's really just been like Aurelion Sol way back in the day. This is resurrecting some dead items that you almost never see in pro play.
Well, plenty of true damage comes out from Vel'Koz proccing those passive stacks, and he's going to be able to control the battlefield. Like we said, again, creates so much area of control for them, and it really does work with the rest of the team composition they've built. We highlighted Grig and Mithy's ultimates in the last one. They've utilized those pretty well to this point. Still, though, 100 Thieves retain the gold lead, and they have the Scaling Dragon with the Infernal Drake to try and fight these team fights. They also should have the split push advantage, keep Ryze and Shen splitting on the map so that when they do get into some confrontations, they should be able to get something in the side lanes out of it and try and kite back from TSM's team fight damage.
I think we have to talk about Cody again, though. Earlier it was like, okay, he's maybe more of a greedy player, but he is set up to succeed. But we saw in that much. If you're taking all the gold, getting the resources in the sidelines as we are seeing, and on a champion like Tristana, if Cody Sun is going to force his team to play around him, he needs to succeed in his team fights, and that can be tough. TSM are obviously set up well to zone him out of the fights, but 100 Thieves, that's how they're going to win, so they need to find a way to make it work.
Hard for him to get around this Scion. Hanser now has a Warbox plus the Frozen Heart, and he's just going to try and be on the front lines, block out that damage from his longer range sources on his side, with Bjergsen firing overhead.
You guys have to watch the engage when Hanser comes in. He's going to be showing up a little later in these fights. This looks like a top lane rotation. TSM just looking to ride this wave right towards that turret that's been eluding them. They still don't have that mid lane tier 1, and that's what 100 Thieves have been using as a big crutch in this game, because it gives you a much onto TSM's side, and that gives you more time to do what you want and get vision afterwards.
Well, you can see 100 Thieves are still trying to counter push. You mentioned the Ryze, of course, Shen able to split push as well, but unlike TSM, who kind of felt like they were winning all of last game using the split push pressure from the Ryze, not as much effectiveness here at TSM. I think maybe just playing a bit more aggressive and just threatening the split push.
Wait, Baron. They're doing Baron. They have the Mountain Drake. They have Kai'Sa.
And Ryze bot side, Ryu with the teleport, but no vision here for 100 Thieves.
We talked about this. She melts it in like 10 seconds with only 2 people. Right now, Anna's going to see it. Anna's got a blast code. He's got no flash.
That's actually over to the blast code, but Mithy with a great ult beats TSM. Secure the Baron.
They finish it off, and now they're going to have the team fight advantage plus the pushing advantage with Baron buff. They did cancel Hanser's teleport here, so they won't have as many tools to get around the map, but this is going to be a huge bonus for them, trying to get some of these towers.
Gets them back into the game. They were down about 2,000 gold, a little bit more before the fight started happening, and they were winning a few of them. TSM now 100% back to even here, but with that Baron buff to help them knock down turrets and siege and survive, so this Kai'Sa and the Vel'Koz can scale up.
Yeah, and we'll see how difficult it is for Cody Sun to get his damage off through a Braum, Unbreakable, as well as all the zoning tools that we mentioned for TSM when they bring the siege up to the turret. Predator is actually activated already, and there is the augment.
Yep, pop the Twin Shadow, so that's going to force Cody to jump away. Ryu also tagged by a W. So TSM is going to take down this star. This was the easy one to get, though. How much more can they take with this Baron buff?
Yeah, but the wave clear for 100 Thieves, it's pretty much Ryu. You can block it as Mithy with the Braum if you wanted to. They're going to lose more turrets here. It's not easily accessible wave clear, and they have to use Someday as something that'll pull TSM towards them, as TSM taking 2
teleport on anyone from TSM, so Someday with double global pressure is at least going to force someone to go down there. We'll see if TSM can continue in a side lane, though. At least Sven is going to move up towards the top lane and get that shoving.
Meanwhile, trying to get some extra vision for himself to continue the split pushing here. 100 Thieves know that they have to use the side lanes in order to gain some positioning advantage on TSM here. Because once they're stacked up, the big tanks in front line, it's so difficult to get back there and get some damage onto the right sources. They have to come up with some sort of flank or get a little bit creative here to surprise TSM.
And TSM, Sven's going to start going for a defensive build. When you start getting to that third item, we used to see Death Cath for the Kai'Sa. It's kind of shifted more towards Zhonya's and Banshee's Veil, and even Mercurial Scimitar. So much damage if she can stay alive, so you just focus on tools that can help you stay alive. So I assume it's the Banshee's Veil coming in here next for him, so that he can go ahead and avoid some things like the taunt or a taunt flash, and make 100 Thieves have to work even harder to reach it.
See, red buff going to go over to Sven as well, as TSM still with a minute left on Baron, and Vel'Koz Kai'Sa especially with more of that AP-oriented build. It's not a bad poke squad trying to siege up the turret. Still, Someday is being a thorn in their side, but TSM might just try something behind the turret, try and get more as Someday is starting to pressure that tier 2.
Yep, Someday continues to split push on the bottom side, trying to work away, but he's not going to do nearly as much work as 5 Baroned up members here of TSM that just bully ahead.
Afro finds Mithy. Rio also following up, but the door goes up. Mithy's safe for now. Turret goes down, and that's killing it. Cody spend his killer instincts in. Now he's going to try and shred through the rest of the front line, and Someday he had hope, but he didn't use it. Must have thought Cody was going to live. But the key carrier's down, and TSM, they're going to keep going.
Yep, Nexus turn.
Ryu, and now on the front side, that's Afro caught again. TSM gonna keep going. Nexus Tower 1 in their eyes. They know they can end the game from this spot. And Someday forced to tank it up. He's gonna be forced off. The Nexus Tower will fall again, and TSM are gonna tie it all up here. There's 100 Thieves. The Nexus exposed, and TSM with 1 Baron buff will take down 100 Thieves to even this up.
And that small little moment where 100 Thieves slacked off in the vision, TSM strike, get the Baron, and they take the game in 29 minutes.
Team fight prowess. They win the team fight in the jungle. Kaisa getting multiple items, and the multiple slows here from the Vel'Koz. Bjergsen pulls it out after a very long hiatus for them to be able to even up this series. And the analysts predicted, everyone's thinking this was going to be a very close third place match. Looks like it is going to turn out to be that, as we are dead even here, guys.
Both teams fighting for that momentum, moving forward into the gauntlet for TSM, potentially for Worlds for 100 Thieves. You want to win this matchup as convincingly as possible, and now it's going back and forth, and we have a 1-1 here. But that was 100 Thieves in the lead, dropping the Baron control, which we had even talked about earlier. When there's a Mountain Drake and a Kaisa in the game, you absolutely cannot do that.
Yep, vision. You always have to keep some side on that. When you're that late into the game and there's that much damage floating around, definitely I have to correct that.